In today's video, I'm going to show you how to progress fast in Maplestory in 2023. Obviously, first things first, you're not going to want to really be super efficient when you first start playing this game. Just pick it up, see if you enjoy playing, play it for a week, figure out if you really do want to progress more in this game. And now that you've played the game for a week and have a basic understanding of it, you figured out your main, you figured out what you like, what you dislike, all of that fun stuff, and now you want to start being efficient. First things first, you are going to want to get your link skills out of the way. This also will contribute to your legion, which is a big damage boost. Now, which link skills are you going to want to do first? I recommend doing your damage link skills first, such as Kana link skill, Demon Slayer link skill, Arc link skill, Xenon, Thief, Cadena, and so on and so forth. After you get your damage link skills out of the way, go ahead and do your EXP link skills next. Try and get your Evan link skill done and your Mercedes link skill done. We do have a full guide on link skills that explains what each link skill does and the order that you should do them. Check the description for that video. Once you have your link skills out of the way, I recommend just training your character that you want to main to level 235. The reason for getting your character to level 235 is so you can start doing the symbol weeklies / dailies. These weeklies and dailies are going to give you a big damage boost, as you're going to be able to upgrade your arcane force extremely fast. Arcane force is going to allow you to one-shot mobs in later areas, and it's also going to give you a ton of stat. Now, at this point in the game, you should be doing Ursus and Maple Tour every single day to start accumulating some misos. If you have enough money, start spending for miso and drop gear. Get 5 lines of miso gear and 2 lines of drop gear. Now, what is miso and drop gear? Miso and drop gear is essentially training gear that you wear while mobbing. This is going to make sure the mobs drop the max amount of misos and is going to net you a lot more money while training. This is very, very, very important to get as soon as possible, because obviously in this game you are training a ton. And the more you train with miso and drop gear, the more money you are going to have. Once again, we do have a full miso and drop gear guide in the description. Go ahead and check that out if you have any questions about how to make miso and drop gear. Now, at this point, you're going to start saving all of your money you get while farming and doing Ursus and Maple Tour. You're going to want to wait for a 5, 10, 15 event or 30% off and get all of your gear to 17 stars. At this point, you should have CRA, Apso, and Superior Golux gear. You get CRA gear by killing Chaos Root Abyss. To unlock Chaos mode for Root Abyss, you're going to have to do normal Root Abyss 5 times. Once you do it 5 times, you unlock Chaos mode. Killing the bosses Crimson Queen, Von Bon, and Clown will allow you to get these ETC pieces that you can then trade for CRA gear. Apso gear you get from killing Lomian. Unfortunately, there are no more carries anymore, so you can't get carried hard Lotus and hard Damien, but you can do normal Damien and normal Lotus to get the ETC drops, and then by doing the weeklies located in Scrapyard and Dark World Tree. After you start all this gear to 17 stars, you should have enough damage to start joining hard, lucid, and will parties. Now, since you got to level 235 and we're doing your weeklies and dailies, you have more than enough arcane force by this time and easily can join one of these hard, lucid, and will parties. Now, why do you want to join a hard, lucid, and will party? Because hard, lucid, and hard will actually will drop arcane boxes. You can get arcane armor boxes or hopefully get an arcane weapon box. Arcanes are going to be a massive damage boost, but these arcane drops do not drop that often, so don't be afraid to buy some of the arcanes from the shop. Now, I know a lot of people say don't buy the weapon, don't buy the weapon. I have a different opinion. I think that you should 100% buy the weapon, as this is going to give you a ton of damage. It's going to help you train, kill other bosses, and overall just raise your damage. I do though recommend buying the weapon from the Will shop, and that's because the Will shop only offers the shoulder for the arcane set. The Lachlan shop offers the shoe, cape, and gloves. So you're not going to want to take away from those. Once again, do Lucid and Will and buy the weapon when you can. Now, at this point, you should still be training and train at your own pace. Don't overdo anything. Don't feel like you need to get to a certain level, But if you do get sick of training or can't one-shot mobs, I recommend you start doing Legion. Set goals for yourself, get to 2k Legion, 4k Legion, 6k Legion, and 8k Legion. This process does take a ton of time, so wait for events, EXP events specifically, if you can. This isn't something you can just do in one day, and for some people this takes months, if not a whole year, to complete 8k Legion. So once again, take Legion at your own pace, but it's something that you can always juggle between training your main, link skills, or Legion. Now fast forward a little bit and you hit level 260. At this point you unlock Cernium, and I do not recommend staying in Limina for fams. Get out of Limina as fast as possible. The meta is now changing. I know the meta was once stay in Limina, get your familiar, get your boss damage fams. If you do not hit boss damage fams, get out of Limina as fast as you can. Do not stay in Lim at all. Don't grief EXP, get out of Lim as fast as you can. The reason for that is because 6th job is coming, new areas are going to be here, and EXP is much more valuable than it ever has been. In fact, it is now currently 2 times EXP permanently until New Age. Reboot will be getting a EXP nerf, so once again, EXP is more important than it ever has been, and is more valuable than it ever has been. At this point, you could start joining CRA parties when you have the damage, but if you're around 260 to 270 and you've been doing your weeklies and dailies and your full 17, you should be able to get into some parties. If you don't have the damage, well, you should have been saving your money this entire time anyways. And once again, I would wait for an event and push all of your gear to 21 stars and 17 star arcanes. After that, you should 100% have the damage to start joining the CRA parties, if not solo, duo, or trio these bosses. Now at this point, assuming you have a 6k Legion or are working towards 6k Legion, I would start attempting to make bossing mules. When you're around 270, 275 and have 6k Legion, that's really when you can start focusing on bossing mules, but I would attempt to start making some. You can start at super low tier bossing mules like Easy Cygnus or CRA. Obviously what I'm about to say may seem super overwhelming, but you're gonna want to try and make 10 of these. Now this is not something that you can do overnight. Once again, this is a super fast paced progression guide, but making 10 of these mules is going to take you a super long time, but this is just laying it all out for you in one video. I would put a couple hundred nodes on each of these bossing mules that you want to make, and then slowly push them up to Lomian as you progress them more and more. Again, this is a very long process and can take anywhere from 6 months to a year to finish all 10 of these, but these boss mules will start to make you a ton of money, and at this point you should be saving all the money from your bossing mules and training. Now once again, the trend continues. Wait till another 5, 10, 15 event and push all of your gear to 22 stars. You should obviously be training to 275, and at this point you should have the damage to start your liberation process. Now the old meta used to be hit 275, get full 22, and then go into Oz, but the meta is now shifted once again. Do not go into Oz. Do not ever go into Oz ever again. Oz should never be something that you are doing. Now you might be wondering, why shouldn't I go into Oz? Roar 4 and Weapon Jump 4 are very valuable rings, and you are correct, but in New Age these rings will now drop from H Lomian and above. Not only will they drop from H Lomian, but they'll also drop from normal Lomian. You can get Roar 3 and Weapon Jump 3 from normal Lomian, and you can get Weapon Jump 4 and Roar 4 and Continuous 4 from H Lomian and above. And these rings are instant, so that means everybody in your party will be able to share the rings. Let's say a ring drops on a run, that is your ring and you don't have to share it. It's not like pitch. So once again, do not go into Oz. Wait until New Age to even think about Oz rings. It is very important. Oz takes way too much time. That just is not worth it in the current meta. If you can continue to train, hitting 280 is very efficient for New Age as you unlock more symbols. We are going to be getting a 275 symbol and a 280 symbol, and this is going to help you progress all the way to Kalos and above. Now obviously at this point you guys know how to progress, but this was a super streamlined progression guide for 2023. I know it went really fast, and this was meant to be a super fast paced, not drawn out guide, but just something that you guys can look at and see if you're on the right track. Obviously, if I missed anything or if I went over something a little bit too fast, feel free to ask any questions you have in the comment sections down below. And if there's something that I did forget, feel free to add that in there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Good luck progressing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.